In the brutal world of crime and punishment, where badges sometimes conceal more than they show, some dumb cops made a fatal error. They dealt with the wrong guy. But what happens when people sworn to enforce the law underestimate the gravity of a situation and fail to deal with it properly? Today, we will dive into a fascinating compilation of foolish cops messing with the wrong dudes. When this cop tries to inform these motorcyclists that they can't ride on the boardwalk, one of them pulls out some knowledge of the specific statute that this cop believes they're infringing.
Get off of this. You can't ride your bikes down here. You can pass that word along. I'll keep people from complaining to me, and I won't come talk to you.
Is there a law change?
What's that?
Is there a law change?
Yeah, you can't ride your bikes on the boardwalk.
When did that law change?
The cop clearly does not appreciate being proven wrong and becomes agitated. This man is naturally unhappy after being pulled over for no reason, and he is not hesitant to express his feelings to the cops.
Down the road, did you not? Because I got this all on camera. This is the best for me, and thank you for the harassment. No, don't speak to me like that, because who are you? You're nothing but pedophile protectors.
When he asks why he was stopped, the cop answers he was pulled over for driving on a highway or driving a motor vehicle on a highway, to which the motorcyclist responds appropriately. Because they know this guy did nothing illegal, these cops have no choice but to stand there like fools. The rider then goes on to explain to the cops that it's their duty to protect the citizens and that they work for the citizens, not against them. This cop pulls over the wrong Lamborghini owner and asks the man if he has the driving license and insurance papers. The man is confident enough to say that he does have the required documents and that he is not sure if the cop has pulled over the right person.
Driver's license, insurance paper?
Yep. I'm not sure who you pulled over, me or the car behind me.
Both of you guys.
Both of us?
Yes.
What for?
For speeding, erratic driving.
The man then goes on to ask the cop as to why he has been pulled over, to which the cop replies that it was for speeding and erratic driving. After obviously being proven wrong, the cop then proceeds to say that he had been called for the complaints he received against some overspeeding Lamborghini sports cars, and that the cop probably mistakenly pulled over the man, thinking his car was one of those. The man, however, now obviously not in the mood for stupid excuses, then goes on to destroy the cops by saying that his lawyer would now go to the court and ask the witnesses some simple questions.
Let's say you decide to give me a ticket right now. My lawyer will just go to court and ask very simple questions to the witness, like number 1, what training do you have in measuring speed, which they won't have. Number 2, describe the vehicle specifically, which they don't know. And also, who is driving the car?
The questions were as simple as to which training do the people have in measuring the speed, or how do they specifically know which were the specific vehicles, and most importantly, who was driving the car. The cop silently listens to all of that with gulps of shame. In 2014, the Miami Police Department was likely dealing with a black eye after a confrontation between two of its officers was caught on camera. According to the Creepogram blog, the incident happened in June 2014 outside a petrol station on Flagler Street and 18th Avenue, when Miami police officer Marcel Jackson stopped Lieutenant David Ramris from Internal Affairs. Officer Jackson was from the same department as Ramris, but the cop was unaware of this when he stopped him. Jackson is seen in the video asking for Ramris's driving license after pulling over Ramris, who was not in uniform and was driving an unmarked Chevrolet sedan. The man looks to refuse and then pulls his door open, resulting in an altercation in which Jackson throws Ramris to the ground. Surprisingly, 3 squad cars appear just a few seconds later to assist the cop. In the video footage, we hear Ramris getting up and yelling, "You do know who the f I am," to which Jackson responds, "No, I do not." While Miami patrol cars did not have dashboard cameras at the time, Jackson appears to have installed his own personal filming device on the car that filmed the incident. When he returned to his vehicle, it appeared to have hidden his camera, but it was still recording a phone contact he had with a man named Rick in which he explained his version of the incident. It was a regular vehicle, regular tag, regular everything, we hear Officer Jackson telling the man. I walk up to the guy, I ask him for his driver's license, registration, and insurance, and he's like, quiet with me? And he's like, what's all that stuff on your face? And I'm like, excuse me? I said, that's none of your concern. And then he pushes open his door and hits me with the door. So I push the door back and tell him to stay in the car. And he's like, I'm Lieutenant of Police, I'm Lieutenant of Police. And he pushes his way out. So I took him to the ground and then I tell him to stop. Luckily, some canine officers pulled up and helped me out. Dude, this guy is a lieutenant from my department. And I tell him, I don't care who you are, you don't jump out like that on me. We then hear Jackson say, you know, I was actually on my way to a call. The only reason why I stopped him is because he approached a pedestrian. He was flying, so I pulled him over. I was just going to make contact with him, but he's running around trying to pull muscle and rank, but I'm telling him, sir, you can't do that. He's telling me, get the f in your car, and I was like, what? Who are you talking to? I said, sir, license, registration, and insurance. Just like any 19 I've ever done in my life, dude. And this guy just jumps down my throat. And I'm like, okay, he didn't even give me a chance to say what I pulled him over for. Later on, Jackson tells Rick, I thought I was going to shoot this man, because I didn't know if he was armed, whether he's a police officer or not. I told him, don't go for no weapons, don't you do nothing, I will shoot you. I told him straight up. According to a report from the Miami Herald, the two officers involved in the scuffle have been relieved of their posts for now, but for different reasons. Undercover Lieutenant Ramrus was transferred from Internal Affairs to a position doing paperwork in the command staff's office pending an investigation, while Jackson was relieved of duty with pay because he refused to hand over the personal GoPro camera that recorded the event, as well as several traffic violations, according to police. Crespo stated that Ramrus's move is seen as a promotion of sorts by some, and that he was provided with a counsel by the Fraternal Order of Police, FOP, of which Jackson is also a member. Jackson went out and got his own lawyer, because even though the videotape clearly shows that Ramrus was the aggressor in his efforts to get out of the car, Jackson, as the low man on the totem pole, is believed to be the one who stands the best chance of actually being punished over this incident, Crespo reported. Police Chief Manuel LaRosa told the Miami Herald that he is not sure yet what caused the scuffle, but stated that Ramrus identified himself and provided identification before getting out of the car. As for Jackson, LaRosa said, an officer recording traffic stops with a private camera, the rules say you can't do that. We're liable for what he does at work, and the video, needs to be stored for safekeeping. If it's destroyed, that's a no-no. Mayor Tomas Regalado said that the video was a shame. It really looks bad, because it's right in the middle of Flagler, and you have a plainclothes police officer fighting one another, said the mayor. But it doesn't represent our police department. Crespo also raised another issue, one that surely crosses the minds of the rest of us. If I had been stopped and I had attempted to do what the police lieutenant did, I would have been arrested, he said. I might even have been shot. These men attempt to identify this man despite the fact that he has not committed any crime. The man then demands the cops to show him their identification because he wants to know where they reside.
You're trying to ID me.
We're trying to ID you because you're just out here.
But that's not, okay, what is your ID law, sir, California? I'm supposed to ID after I'm legally booked. That's the law in California, so.
You can ask me for my credentials.
Well, you work for me, sir.
The cops are plainly caught in their own web when this guy knows his rights and does a great walk of shame back to their car. The guy then makes a sarcastic remark about educating the cops, who are plainly ashamed to have dealt with the wrong guy. And that's it for today, guys. We hope you liked the video. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to our channel for more such videos.